Hello, everybody. My name is Mark. We're back. Blueprints, day 14. The first day where we have a win. We have seen the red crown and the room that contains it. Man, last night I thought about this game for like the rest of the night. I didn't play, but I was playing in my head, basically. I went through my notes finally, and now they're in like 9 different categories, depending on if they're from like the family tree or the house staff, music pages or books, stuff like that. Even more in depth in some cases. I also have a section of like potential leads, like pieces of information we have not done anything with, or there's still more we could do, which is a lot of the stuff we've been encountering recently, some of the stuff in the study, some notes regarding the boiler room, some of our codes and the lab, and that's such stuff. And I also have like nearly 20 bullet points of things I could be searching in future runs. So here we are. Blueprints, day 14, first day after a victory. We got our $21 of allowance. Open only in the event of inheritance. Well, I want a magnifying glass. Okay, we don't need to take that yet. I see a stamp on there and I think it's a new stamp and I'm curious. So let's definitely go over here. I want to look because we encountered some things. Like maybe we saw down there. There appears to be more to this world, which I was suspecting initially, of course, after hearing some people speak of it. Okay, so we have an interesting conundrum here. We haven't taken the trading posts in a while. One thing I've noticed is in the hovel, this is the very first room we picked in these outer rooms, there was like a pipe or a valve that we opened and it lit a fire off along the cliff edge behind us. And we did that in another room, and it might have been the root cellar. I can't remember. I have been watching back some of the previous videos, but I'm also doing it while I'm at work, so I'm not like fully paying attention, but like for the most part, I am kind of like reabsorbing the information we've been gathering. I kind of want to try the trading post because we've never made this work out. I was hoping we'd see some more interesting rooms here, but I suppose this is okay. Unfortunately, we cannot take the dynamite, and there's nothing to trade. So, unfortunately, we move on for the moment. Which sucks because doing this path is like 3 steps each way. So there was a lot happened at the end of the last run. Wait, is this all the way drained? I don't think it is, right? Like I think there's a tiny little partial of a drain left and we can't go down as a result because we have set it up so if we can get down there and theoretically through that or the catacombs, because there was a map displaying a catacombs. Hope I'm not wasting even more steps by doing some of these things I'm doing here. Okay, so we've seen a couple of these yellow pipes, hence why these flames have been lit. And yeah, I do think maybe this is actually the room in particular in the basement that we saw earlier in the last run. It feels like a lifetime ago, I'm not gonna lie, since we did that run. Even though it was literally just yesterday, wasn't even 24 hours ago. I wonder if I can... Okay, so we have seen unlit torches. So there is that item that apparently starts fires, but it says like special candles are required or something like that. Maybe it's worth coming out here with it. So we have beaten this game. What does that entail? Does that mean... Okay, one thing that I've noticed, or rather, was kind of mentioned to me, this foundation's never going to move. I'm never going to move. I didn't quite realize it does not reset each day triggers each day. I thought it would be like this is here tomorrow type of thing, but it seems my foundation is here for the rest of the game. It seems like a decent spot. It is kind of sketchy because this corner is a little tough to get to, but I think we can make it work. I've been pretty good with my drafting. I feel confident enough in my skills. It's been a while since we've explored these outdoor premises, and this is partly why I didn't want to take the hovel, is because I knew I'd be doing things like this. Because it really, really has been a long time since I've explored out here. Even though I recognize this is only day 14. But I just kind of have to refresh my memory. Because I remember, yes, okay, so Simon's tent is here, and I did see the cutscene for the gem, the mine. And that appears to be open back there. We will definitely inspect it, but honestly, I don't even remember, like, coming out here. But I guess there's not much out here, so... Right, the orchard. And then there's a pipe. I wonder if we go into the mine. And then, right, I forgot about this. There was a code. Oh, is it 1128? Is this the code? I can't believe I beat the game and there's like so many leads that I've been missing. Wow, okay, so we haven't even entered the house and we're discovering something. It makes sense considering we haven't been over here in ages. The apple orchard has been permanently unlocked and added to your campsite. Starting tomorrow, you'll start each day with an extra 20 steps. Wow. This whole time I could have had 20 steps. I've been playing on, I'm not gonna say hard mode. But that 20 steps sounds real good right now, considering I'm at 40 already. And we haven't even entered the dang building. So this is the valve I was talking about prior. So what does this entail? Oh. So maybe it's not in the other outer rooms. Or maybe it is. Can I turn it off? Oh no, is it gonna do the whole cutscene again? Okay. What about now? No. Okay, cool. Why would you want to turn it off? Why is that an option? Pray tell. Yeah, like some sort of steam powered pump. I kind of assume the boiler room would have something. Is this an actual time? Is this keeping time? Time moves pretty quick in this game, so I feel like we would see it moving. If so, what is the relevance of having a solar clock? Is that what they're called? I don't even remember. Is it even? I mean, like, it appears to be. What else would it be? An art piece, I suppose. Alright, well, we're getting some new lore here. One thing is, like I mentioned, I went through my notes and I kind of deleted some stuff. And I kind of regret deleting some stuff. So as we go through, I might be reading some stuff we've already read. Not necessarily reading. Robert Nogula. Okay, so I didn't know his first name. That's good. Okay, so we're in the Gardener's Logbook, April 10th, 1992 to dash to whatever. It is November, let's say 18th-ish, November, or 1993. So this is from Robert Nogula, groundskeeper. When I first came to the estate in the capacity of the new groundskeeper, I was a little dismayed to find that my predecessor had kept no notes, no logbook, and no record of any kind regarding the various gardens and green rooms of the house under his care, as a result of his improvidence. Improvidence is a new one. I don't think I've ever heard that word before, but it makes sense because providence is quite the word. In the first few months of my post, I suffered a number of embarrassing professional blunders that I believe could have been avoided with even a few scraps of imparting wisdom from the previous groundsman. To that end, I will make an effort to make some recording of my dealings on the estate, inasmuch as it pertains to horticulture and general tomfoolery. Alright, Robert. Among my many commissioned duties, I have been tasked with the conservation and oversight of Mount Holly's alluring grounds. My domain stretches from gate to gate and encompasses the apple orchard, entrance drive, and east yard. Fortunately for my workload, the maintenance of the west grounds has not been a priority since Lady Epson's death and the ensuing closure of the west wing. Okay. Nevertheless, I take some pride in my work, so I still endeavor to brush the west path weekly, even if none but myself take notice. In addition to maintaining the grounds, there are 8 green rooms within the house that require some level of upkeep and light groundskeeping. The majority of these, I discovered, are only draftable on the perimeter of the house along the east and west wings. The terrace, patio, veranda, morning room, greenhouse, and secret garden all fall within this category. Okay, so I have noticed greenhouse is always on the east. Secret garden we've only found once, but appears to be on the east, and it makes sense because it goes out into the yard. The morning room we have only seen once, and it comes with bacon and eggs, or rather if you eat bacon and eggs, morning room gets added to the draft. We passed on the opportunity to see this room often by not upgrading our nook to the breakfast nook. We instead changed it to the reading nook for the library. The patio does appear that it always is along the edge, but it can be along any edge, and maybe the terrace is the same. Or maybe the terrace has to be at the top. Who knows? That's good to know. This is actually very good notes. And I will sort this appropriately. So this should definitely go into house staff. And then I think this can go also into house staff just because it's a continuation. The soil survey. This is actually a big book. Maybe I should put this in the book one. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is like actually the book, or like the map. I don't know. I'm getting a little lost in the sauce here. One of the first tasks I undertook as groundkeeper was to conduct a survey of the various plots of soil underneath each slot on both the east and west wings of the house. And while I've preferred a full survey of all 45 plots of the house, it was clear that the inconvenience such an undertaking would produce was in no way worth the extra data, especially considering the rooms that would benefit from the survey only ever appear in the wings. To quantify soil quality, I measured the soil's capacity to support crop growth and maximize the promise of high yields. The survey ended up taking 2 weeks due to some difficulty reaching the higher ranks, but the project was well worth the effort. It did take me about 2 weeks. As suspected, the room position has a direct relation to the amount of fruit spread from the gardens and the amount of flowers that can bloom in a greenhouse. Rich soil. That's interesting because I do accidentally make greenhouses here like all the time. Barren ground. So never here. Weird. So it just seems like you do want to be on the right side more often for green rooms. And this is information we want as well. Smudge pots. A few years ago, the Baron made the long overdue decision to switch from gas lighting to electrical power. The installation of a new system was a substantial undertaking, as almost every room in the house had to be equipped with new fixtures and wiring. Thankfully, these renovations did not extend beyond the mansion's interior, and all the lamps and equipment used outside of the house are still connected to power by gas line, including but not limited to the orchard's smudge pots. Okay, so we have seen these outside. The smudge pots found among the apple trees here in the orchard are a critical necessity thanks to the cold temperatures and the high altitude of the estate. These gas-burning stack heaters prevent frost and should be kept on during the winter months to ensure a daily yield of apples. When the smudge pots are not in use, the orchard's gas line should be turned off to conserve resources for the estate's other gas-powered machinery and appliances. After a few months of idleness, I finally have a new cause to champion. I've submitted a request to change of scenery. Specifically, I would like to replace the statue of Orinda, currently in the cloister, with the much more appropriate angel Rinna. Are they both angels? Is Orinda an angel as well, as I was implying? I guess so, because it's in the cloister. After all, as beautiful as the statue is, shouldn't the greenery of Mount Holly be governed by the paragon of gardening? Though amused, I do not think Anne took the request too seriously, though she did humor me and listen to me rave and pontificate on the subject for the better part of our lunch yesterday. And she wonders why I avoid tending the cloister. Truth be told, I've forgotten how to access the inner garth, and am too scared of chastisement to probe for the particulars for a third time. My best rendition, pretty good considering I've only ever seen Rinna's depiction in the chapel. Right, the stained glass. We haven't really paid attention to the stained glass in quite a while. Okay, we're going to save these pictures too, but I'm not quite sure how much information that, like, do we have to be turning off the gas line, or like, I can't tell if that gas line thing is like gonna access some sort of extra Situation. I don't know. I was gonna say mechanic, but I don't know if that's the case either. Why is there like a gem thing down there? Okay. So we're getting 20 extra steps from here on out, which is great. Again, I don't know if I should turn that valve, but until I find a reason not to, I guess we're just leaving it as is. Let's go check out this mine. The Gemstone Cavern. Oh. Okay, I was on the lookout for these 4 gas lines, and it appears we have found them. So, what is this accomplished? I think this game's easy, actually. I'm pretty sure I'm just solving things just by walking around at this point. That said, I recognize that this is obviously meant to be just like, we should have done this a while ago, probably. Can I have some of the gems? I guess not, eh? That's a big old gem. We do got a note, a singular note. Here's the last of the equipment for the new mine. I don't think we're going to need more than this, especially if we're going to limit excavation to 2 stones per day. I was told by the engineer that getting greedier than that might risk the structural integrity of the cave walls, so I suppose we'll have to adhere to his expert opinion, at least for now. We managed to remove all but 1 minecart from the old tunnels, 2 of which were too rusted and worn down to be of any use to us up here, so Dave went ahead and made the call to scrap them. I'm not sure that foreman is going to be too happy about that, but hopefully you can smooth it over. Now there's still 1 more cart down there, but it's locked on a short track and it's way too difficult to move from the reservoir side. It's a little bit awkward because it's blocking the passage, so I suggest someone move it from the other side if they can get over there. The boss informed us that there are 2 other ways into the site from that side, but I think we're going to leave that for someone else to finish up if the old man really wants it done. Okay, so we did encounter this yesterday, particularly this short track minecart. It's funny that they're giving it a little bit of lore here. There's 2 other ways from that side. So I can't tell if it's saying from either side, because I think there's the path down the fountain, the drained fountain, and then I think there's also the catacombs, I believe, on the map. But I don't know how to get to that one. And nothing at the camp, right? I mean, of course there's nothing at the camp. But, hey. There's a little doll there. That's fun. It's the little penguin, the Twitter bird, as I called it, in the swimsuit. So yeah, we'll go back now. It's funny that Simon set up camp all the way out here, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Alright, let's see what awaits us in this apparent elevator. We are draining our steps. Again, have not entered this house at all, so I guess this is going to be a bedroom run, assuming we ever get in there. Hey, this is the symbol of what might be a mysterious country that it no longer exists. Let me pull up that information real quick. So I have a whole tab about these country symbols, and in this particular black symbol above the elevator is not listed on any of the countries in the classroom. I think it was grade 2 or 3. No, grade 2 was math, grade 3 was... geography. Okay. Another mining thing. I deleted one of the mining things and I want to see it again. As our client Thomas Sinclair suspected, the arches that were visible from the south cliff were part of a much longer arcade carved into the rock face. So this is built before even the miners came here. Last week when our crew first arrived, only 2 supporting pillars were visible, but only after a few days of clearing vines, moss, and dirt, we have discovered a dozen more. Our exploration so far has been limited, entirely superficial, as every shaft we have surveyed has ended abruptly, and every promising path leading deeper into the mountain has been blocked by tunnels packed tight with soiled rock and debris. This site is either much older than we had first assumed, or someone has deliberately had these chambers buried. Okay, so there is a lot more going on, theoretically. The precipice in the underground. We move quite fast down here. Or maybe, yeah, I know. I feel like they tweak with the move speed depending on where you are. Foreman's copy, do not remove from sight sigils of the past and present, probably. Finn Ares, Robert Burden's sons, Realm and blank. Alright, this is gonna go in the books for sure. Foreman's copy, do not read. I remember we did see that other room. Don't worry, we'll go back. I just kind of assumed this would be a dead end, and it did seem to be. Of the first era found, either of a natural resulting from the creations, were accustomed to record various signs with the aid of blank. They did this in order that the blank of the realm might not be understood by strangers. Historically speaking, sigils are not a new tradition. They've been found in every era and every culture and predate both written text and heraldic arts. However, today when we use the term sigil, we are referring specifically to realm sigils. Those crude circular markings of designation found on royal artifacts, buildings, and other older documents. This book was written to make the simple understanding of these fascinating glyphs and to clearly display the correlation between each sigil and the iconography. Sometimes I'm having to sound out these words. It makes me feel real dumb, but it's fine. The correlation between each signal... Oh my god. The correlation between each sigil and the iconography of that realm's royal art. How is the image of a leafless burning tree seen in geometric lines? And what does that tell us of a kingdom's history? Each line, each circle, and each variation tells the story of the land. Even the adorned borders around the sigils have special meaning. So it's funny because you could extend this to a lot of things, such as the maps or the stamps we've been finding. Each little thing tells a story, and even the borders have intricate details. How is the image of a leafless burning tree seen in geometric lines? And what does that tell us of the kingdom's history? And this is a sigil of Fenn Ares, I believe. I believe this pentagram symbol is Fenn Ares. The core. To understand a realm sigil, we must first dismantle the symbol and identify the individual elements that make up the whole. Each sigil is composed of 4 things: the core, the dividing lines, which are known as rays, the moats, which are like little symbols, I guess, surrounding the core, and then the border itself. Okay, and the rays can have like lines coming out them too. Okay. Hey, I already know some of this. I've been to school. I've been to grade 3. Okay, ooh, this is some interesting info. So, as I basically just said, the pentagram is pentacle. What is it? I never remember what pentagon. I've been calling it pentagram this whole time. The pentagon is Fenn Ares. Okay, at the center of each sigil is a unique shape and different for each realm. If the core gives us a name, then the rest of the sigil tells us the history behind that name. Still, it is important to be able to identify and distinguish the core as a first step in deciphering any sigil, as all the other parts are meaningless if we don't first know the place we are describing. This symbol doesn't represent a kingdom, or maybe it represents the whole continent. Is the continent known as Arinda? Because we have that one book, actually I can scroll up and look at it right now, The History of Arindia, and I believe that was specifically on the eastern continent of the world. So is this Arindia of the eastern continent? And then this would be I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name. Araja. This is Araja. This is Arc Ares. I don't know the rest though. Or rather this one, I should say. Excuse me. The rays. From the core will come dividing lines splitting the sigil. From one sigil to another, different number, style. The difference immediately reveals several things about the realm, perhaps. Counting the sigil, transportation. Were they on ships? Ship routes. 8 rays. The directions of the rows, the compass rows. Carriages here look like a map. Tough trails, another 4 rays, however, can be configured with horses galloping. Locomotion. Rays here are used for realms that rely track-based travel. Wow. So these sigils were like a source of power. And there's a whole page missing right here. I don't even know how much of this I want to like save, but I guess there's no reason not to. This game is wild. I don't know if you've been following along. Wavy lines are to indicate extreme heat. The scorched air and blazing sun cause the otherwise straight rays to appear shimmering. A rainy realm is indicated with rays of 3 vertical lines pouring down. Far more extreme stormy weather, a jagged lightning-shaped ray is used. A ray dotting with falling circles is used for colder realms in which snow is a common occurrence. Windy weather is displayed on rays by the use of bent curved lines, rays buckling under the high winds. So what is this? How does this apply? Why do you, I guess because you need to know the weather of the location that you're traveling to or from. Motes. On each sigil, floating between the rays are small figures called motes. From the shape and style of the motes used in the sigil, we can tell the type of the society a given realm proclaimed, if they consider themselves mighty in arms or blessed by artistic and economic fortune. Okay, so a star, I'm going to call it star, is tribal, primitive realm, hunter and gatherers. Seed is agriculture, harvest, and farming-based society and culture. 2 like teeth-looking things, upside-down triangles, a material, militarized, generation-spanning arguments. Okay, weird. Feels like there's like should be more cut up, more like you can see more right here, but I don't know. Okay, so there's like a building for metropolitan, large city-state with a dense urban and populous center. 3 lines is academic, a center for knowledge advanced in various scholarly pursuits. These realms are home to many schools, universities, and libraries. A square with a dot is industrial, engineering-driven culture with a focus on manufacturing, invention, and production. Circle with a cross and dots in it. Spiritual, an elevated reverence for nature, animals, and the forces that guide us. I like that. And poetic with a flower. I also like that as well. A strong focus on the advancement of the arts, writing, music, and language. Wow. I'm basically 30 minutes in and I'm outside the house reading a book. Cool. All right. Having a great time here. Unironically, I am, but I kind of had a feeling that I'd be getting into this game and not much should be getting accomplished immediately for sure. Or maybe I'm accomplishing everything right now. That's what this game is, right? You're reading and finding lots of nonsense. So the border around each sigil is an adorned edge, serving as a container for the information within. There are 8 different borders, each one corresponding to a different color. These borders always correspond to the banner national colors of that specific realm. Okay, so I'm not going to go through this, but that is good information, I guess. It's like colorblind assisted patterns. Not necessarily assisted, but patterns that can be recognized. Putting it all together, by studying the core, rays, motes, and border of a sigil, you should now be able to unlock the meaning behind what had previously been an undecipherable enigma. So we don't know what the rays mean, basically. That's the big thing that is going to be in the air, especially these pages. But I don't quite understand the relevance. I guess just so you know what each of the cultures are about. So like we can understand them with the symbol alone and therefore work off of that information into puzzles. I guess is the point here. Red scratched out banners. Martial fog. Okay, so this is explaining Fanaries. Martial. And then the border, it's not windy, it's not stormy. It's not heat, it's fog. Oh no, that's red. I'm looking at red. Oh my god. So what's the one, the weather? That's the rays. So is the ray, this is fog? This like symbol here? These lines? This is martial and this is red, but they scratched it out to say banners instead. Okay, well, I think that's going to give us a good baseline going forward. Obviously, they want you to find this so you can have that understanding. But obviously, we're not really finding very pertinent new information immediately. What? Oh no. Okay. I've heard people reference about chess pieces. Of course, there are chess pieces in a lot of different rooms. Is this implying that you want to have one of each of these in various spots, and then maybe if you do that, something will happen? If you put these in the corresponding spots that you map out? That seems like a thing to me. Also, I should put this in the correct section. Apologies, my notes. I want to make sure I keep them at least a little bit organized now that I have them in sections. Okay. We might not deal with this today because we're low on steps. This seems like something you're going to need steps to deal with. But my assumption is if we can make a room with each one of these, put them in that corresponding slot, maybe something will happen. I don't know if it'll even happen in this room, but maybe. Question is, how annoying is it to get back here? I guess it's not too annoying. It is an elevator ride though. But there are worse fates. So again, this is the symbol of Orindia, perhaps. Let me look at that book again. Real quick. Oh my god. Apologies, it's been a long day and I've had a drink and I'm working on another, so I'm a little bit out of it. And then we did just spend way too long reading and exploring the outside here, not getting anything done. 33 minutes into the video and we are going to step into the mansion. And even take this reward, I guess. The problem is I want to see this stamp and now I want to see even more. What if we just don't grab this? You know what? No, thank you. We have a lot of money. This is a double door, a three-way door. It's a gift shop. It's new. Enjoy a lunch. We have one of these already. We don't need more. He's got shirts. I spent 2 weeks trying to inherit a mansion and all I got was this t-shirt. You got merch? I guess you got merch of the book. I was gonna say, you got merch of me? This is very silly. Mount Holly tea, a permanent addition to the walk-in closet. It just looks nice. A lunchbox, permanent addition to the dining room. When you reach rank 5 with the lunchbox, gain half of your dinner steps. Swim trunks, a permanent addition to the pool. A pair of trunks is always handy for swimming. Just be sure to bring some keys. Dirigiblocks console edition coming soon. Blue tents can only be purchased after you've proven your merit as a scout by obtaining 8 trophies in the trophy room. Swimbird, it makes so much sense now. A permanent addition to the master bedroom. Unlock dare mode. Oh, so if I buy this, that's how you get dare mode? 110. What does this do? Permanent addition to the walk-in closet. I mean, it's the cheapest. We'll buy it. Okay, time to start the run. 3 gem prize. We could go for some money. Let's do that because we're low on steps as well. We could also take the bedroom, of course. I'd rather get like, oh, we have an orange for the first time ever. We've seen an orange. It looks so deliciously delightful. So what is this gonna be, like 6 steps? I realize that first, Bridget is obviously Anne Babbage, her assistant. Maybe she's like the head maid, Bridget, or something like that. 5 apples, 5 bananas. And then 5 oranges. Let's see how much an orange is worth. It is 5. Okay. Cool. Courtyard here for sure. I mean, actually, it doesn't really matter. Is it chapel strats? It could just be chapel strat. Trying to see if there's anything on the table. Doesn't look like it. Just continue this way. We might take the closet here, to be honest. We're not getting the extra item. I don't really care. I don't really like that upgrade. Maybe I should have got something else. Early rabbit's foot is crazy. You love to see that. And we got a key as well, so I feel like that was pretty good. This is kind of scary. Do we do commissary right away? I'm worried about the reading nook because it's gonna be library after. Let's do it. Oh, the magnifying glass is exactly what I was hoping for. Okay, sick. And then we're even right here as well. So we're gonna waste some steps, but it's okay. And by some, I mean 2. All right. Fine, I will read this letter. Open only in the event of inheritance. This is probably here every time now. Nuance. They got dirigibles. I'll put this in this category about the countries where the other stamps are. It's interesting. They're showing like things about each area. So Morajai is like a seafaring nation, and Nuance has airships apparently. Dear Baron, welcome to Mount Holly, your home. I still remember the first time I was addressed by my title. I was still quite a bit older than you, but it still felt strange, especially after a lifetime of hearing my father addressed daily by that same title. But life is a journey of growth, growing up, growing older, growing wiser, and in our ease, growing into the Baron of Reddington. The Baron doesn't have to be a daunting figure. He could be quiet and unassuming, or loud, brash, and boisterous. He could be deceptive or trustworthy, humble or boastful, or any measure of other things, but always clever. When I inherited Mount Holly, I never had to prove myself. They just gave me the keys and left it at that. It felt too easy, too trivial, and very undeserved. Experience comes with time, but without validation, I spent the better part of my youth questioning myself. And as I grew older, that lack of conviction and aimlessness amplified. I never really had goals or objectives to strive toward. I never had any dreams to realize. I never set my sights on something beyond the horizon. I never had a Room 46 to reach. And now that you have reached your goal and are basking in your well-deserved glory, shiny trophy in hand and showered with accolades and titles, will you be content to stop there? Or will you look to the horizon and wonder what dreams lie ahead? Ovin Navarre, Herbert S. Sinclair. His puzzles are not done yet. Never had a Room 46. I'm gonna copy this little Ovin Navarre. I really like this little letter here. It's cute. Let's just put this here. Okay, and we'll grab the trophy. The inheritance trophy in recognition of completing your bequest. All right, awesome. I wonder if the trophy room only spawns if you get a trophy, which would make some sense. We do the spare bedroom here, for sure. I say for sure, but honestly, I'm a little unsure about this run already. All right, library. Don't let me down. You gotta get a new book. I'm glad that I'm not reading another book immediately. The Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. Swimbird. The Pump System User Manual. We're not getting fixed stars. We've already read Drafting Strategy. We have to go with the book by your mom, right? Richard Witt. Andrew Darrell. Those other names don't really mean much. Let's go to Swimbird. And let's look at our stats because we did just win a run. Might as well. And by just, I mean yesterday, 40 minutes ago. 20 hours total, 14 days. Longest day was the winning run. Inheritance, less than 20 hours, Room 46. Is there gonna be more? There's gonna be more, isn't there? Total stars 8 of 440 rooms drafted. A lot of hallways, makes sense. Nine upgrade discs, 1 red letter. I wasn't wondering how many upgrade discs I had. Don't ever pass up the workshop, I guess, maybe. Most drafted courtyard, most paid for courtyard, yep. Don't mind if I do. The stamp collection, they know! That's awesome. Maybe one day I'll get the terrace. I want the terrace so bad. I don't even remember seeing master bedroom. We must have. It's probably a dead end. Highest grade was 4. That sounds right. Yep. Man. Okay. There's some cool information in there. I hate that it's all the way up here, but it's fine, I guess. I mean, it's not. There's books in the corner. Why didn't you just put them in the corner and then make like fake ladders to get to the fake books up there? You know what I mean? Whatever. Oh look, the master bedroom. Well, no full house for us today. That's probably fine. It's no big deal. I want the freezer because there's things in there. We've only seen this room once, but we can't take it now, I don't think. What do we get? Hallway cross and a gem. That's actually pretty good. I was actually hoping for a gem and we got it. Okay, so I was actually gonna say, is this room does have the horsey in it. Problem is I have an assumption that like the master bedroom is probably the one that has the king piece in it. Let's do parlor here. It's going the right way. We could use some gems. The other two boxes are true. The other two boxes are blue. The other two boxes are empty. The other two boxes are blue. That's obviously a falsehood. The other two boxes are true is now also a falsehood because that is the other two boxes are empty is the truth. Just making sure there's nothing out here. No little items. Gimme. Rotunda, Great Hall, Archives. These are sketchy. I don't really want these. This is what I get for saying Great Hall is good. I said that recently to my pal Breck. No, I don't want to take it. Because this door is going to be locked. That's what this means, right? 7 locked doors. This really sucks. I guess we take Great Hall and then we don't even go in it. No, we need the steps. I'm worried about the keys. That might have been a mistake. This is actually not that bad of a weight room, to be honest. Broken handle. Is there anything in the bedroom? Kind of looks like no. Oh my god, I stepped in it. You really stepped in it this time. Okay, so if anything's gonna be on it in the bedroom, it's gonna be on this desk probably. Okay, this is getting real scary now with our steps. Why are they trying to give us Rotunda? We need to use our steps very wisely here. This has no doors. It's probably pool hall. I don't know if I wanted to go in here, but it's kind of a new room. 12. Time for math to get hard, right? 12 divided by 4 is 3. People still complain about how hard math is now. 18, 6, 12, 2. 13, 3, 9, 3. Silver key. Which actually is less valuable this day because of our constellation. Okay. I don't know what we're looking for. Amazing beds. Wait, another great hall? I guess because the pool hall. I'm like wondering, do we want the bedroom? Bedroom's not going to really do anything for us unless it gives us a sleep mask. If it does, it's pretty good. Bedrooms do have the highest chance for items. Let's do it because it's gonna be like a free room and we're really hurting on steps. I thought the top hat was an item for a sec. Looking dapper, I say. Just use the key, the silver key right away. We can't be messing with House of Mirrors. I don't know what we're looking for, I'll be real. Metal detector is good. Got our gems back. Getting some doors. My concern is our key situation. Lab might save us. This is the craziest because I'm like really thinking hard about this guy's bedroom. We could cloister. Cloister doesn't really have anything but dig spots usually though. It is doors, of course. Because there's nothing else there. It was like an allowance token behind her, now that we know how to open it. Behind the angel. My thinking is we could get some steppers with the laboratory. We have no doors going left except for the den in the bottom left, and if we can get to the foundation, and I guess the chapel as well. We're not too hurting on doors. We're actually pretty good for that, so that reinforced my thinking for this. I did delete this note, Kimberly Thompson. I didn't realize. Okay, so Kimberly Thompson has been in quite a few of these notes. She rented out the book, the drafting strategy book, I guess because she didn't know what to do with this, how to get to the lab. And she's also the one who deals with the mailroom now, I think. We gotta do the experiment, of course. Maybe there's an apple in here, that'd be nice. Immediately gain 1 key for every 2 hallways in your house. How many hallways do we have? Three. So I have heard that farming letters is an interesting idea. A letter will be delivered to the mailroom. So we're gonna try, whenever you draft a shop, a letter will be delivered. And we're gonna see how many we can get. I recognize that this, I'm not expecting a lot out of this. If we can get a couple triggers, it'd be interesting, for sure. No apple. Oh yeah, I forgot we still have so many courtyards. I'm concerned about going this deep, man. And this is why this foundation spot is not very good. It's cutting us off from the antechamber unless we can make a greenhouse. Please, food! Okay, well, that's huge keys. We need a shovel, man. Imagine the turnips we could be getting right now. Five gems for 8 gems, I mean... Amazing bedroom, please. Okay, well, we definitely take guest bedroom here. And we survive a little bit longer. I kind of hate that they still give us car keys. What does that accomplish for us? I wish they kind of would remove items like that from the pool. What is that going to really do for us? Is there new items in the... There must be some gems or something back there. In the boot of the car. Man, we're going to waste so many steps just getting back. I don't know what we're looking for here. I'll be real. I don't want it to be a dead end, just because, okay? A banana. Delicious pool banana, thank you. Well, we got the immediate pump room if we want it. Oh, the boudoir with the dice is insane, maybe. I'm hoping for like a greenhouse or something. Maybe greenhouse can only be entered from the bottom. I really kind of do not want to mess with the pump room anymore. And it can still appear later. I was gonna say, it would be lovely if we could get a damn shovel. Okay, all of a sudden, maybe there's a chance? If we get some turnips? Hey. Yo, is this a run? It's funny how long my brain is in like scared mode. Where I'm like freaking out if it's gonna be a run at all. And then now I feel a bit better about things. Okay, so commissary for sure, and then we can see what we can buy here. And we'll get our first proc of the mailroom thing. Banana! Set of gems. Key. Nothing good. But we buy bananas. I'll buy out your stock of bananas, kind sir. Okay, a vault key. I didn't know you can get those in there. Now that we have steps, we should, I guess, let's go back to Veranda Courtyard and dig up. It's probably worth, right? Or I don't think we're coming back over here, so we should do it now if we're gonna do it. Yeah, there's no reason to come back over here. And we will be unable to easily later. There's that turnip juice I was looking for. One more? Nope, but some coins. And we've kind of explored the eastern side, which is usually the more locked side, right? So theoretically, this side should be easier to explore. Theoretically. And this is the bedroom that extended us a little bit. Okay. We didn't even enter this room because we were so scared of our steps. None of these really matter. I think Courtyard is just straight up the best, and we'll remove it from the pool. We're gonna have so many of them anyway, because I think the blessing is like 9, right? 8. 8 extra courtyards. Hey, the key card. That's really good, especially because, like I said, we might not be using as many keys going forward. I kind of had the thought in the back of my head, like, we might see the key card doors, though. It's been a while since we took the garage. And we do have the garage key. And we could use the keys. I would love to get the storeroom out of here too, though. Okay. Oh, the secret garden key. We can't even use it now. That sucks. Just gonna copy this one again because I think I got rid of it. All right, all the keys right here. And this is just like lore. A little upset that we got the secret garden key because we won't be able to use it. We just cloister here? Let's get this Great Hall out of here. I forgot that I have the lockpick. Sick. Although I think this is the one side that we can't open, right? Or can we? No, it's the guest bedroom. So because I have 2 great halls, I'm wondering what happens if I hit the other switch. This was definitely worth. Our steps aren't as high as I want them to be. This is never gonna fit again, right? Yeah. It sucks. This one's gotta be Rotunda for sure. I wonder if Rotunda counts as a four-way door. What am I missing? Oh, there's a key right there. Literally right there. I don't know why I hit that. I guess I want the dead end first. We're finally getting the terrace. I guess the garage is right there. Is that it? Well, I guess I don't feel bad that I've been passing up the terrace this whole time. It gave me basically nothing. Couple coins and a banana. Well, at least we got the room. And now we can take Cloister and feel good about it. Potentially, anyway. Oh, I can rotate. I forgot about that little factor. I do kind of want the door north, though. What if I do this? And then this again. I kind of like this better. Because the Rotunda can get this door over here. And this can be the dead end that we've been looking for. The storeroom. Don't necessarily need this stuff. But now that room is out of the pool. I think we want the kitchen here, not only for food, but because of the experiment. Even though we're not getting the redraw there. I think I'll do passageway here. I don't feel great about it. What if we redraw? Will I regret this? No, I did not. Let's go in the kitchen. Okay, we have a keycard door. Well, that's a nice little window in the kitchen. I think I've noticed that before, actually. Chef salad! Ooh! Don't mind if I do. Stuffed wild quail. Oh, we do have the trophy room. Yo. We don't need to buy anything just yet. We'll probably take Secret Passage into another shop. And that's why you don't buy anything just yet. Gold sink. not too thrilled about aquarium here. I guess this still counts, right? And it's a door. We haven't been to laundry room in ages. I'm a little concerned about doors. And it still counts. It still accomplishes what I want. Because I kind of assumed we'd be going into laundry room and not really doing anything with it. Guess we just take office here. Try to get as much money as possible. We don't need to run payroll though. We might be able to, but I think the way it works is it goes to the specific rooms. Where is there? Oh. I want to mess with the safe, but I really don't even know where to begin with that. And this run's kind of going a little longer than I expected. Just because we did some outdoor exploration at the start. There's nothing else here, right? It's just kind of, yeah. I feel like the safe code involves this. But I don't know if those are real books, what they are, what that means if they are, you know? Finally take security. I suppose. Four gems, 22 coins, one trunk, one key. We can turn up the keycard system. So I'm wondering if we change offline mode to unlocked and then we get the water closet, what's it called? The breaker room. Utility closet. Oh, we still didn't see room 46. We've gotten a lot of the other common rooms, though. Do we do walk-in closet? Let's do it. What does that accomplish? It really did nothing. You bought the shirt and it's just like, all right. Permanent upgrade unlocked. Okay, we go back to kitchen. And we draft out of our gourd. I guess I don't need to be looking so hard. Yeah, we have enough green rooms. We don't need to worry too hard about min-maxing the chef salad. We didn't even go in this room. I forgot. Maybe we'll go back to the gift shop. All right. Big hallway. Big dining room. I guess. I don't see why not. We got the trophy room. Now we have more steps than we could ever know what to do with. I don't know if this attic is going to be worth our time here, but... we got some dice for the final reroll, I guess, or the final room. A vault would go kind of hard right here. I was looking at this picture again. This is their father, Thomas, and by their father, I mean this is Simon, Grandpa Simon, and Great Uncle Herbert here. And this would be their mother. So great grandma. A lot of keys. All right, the final door. Almost a full house again. We did not get close to opening the antechamber this time, though. I kind of want to take Sana, but we already are starting with 20 extra steps because of the orchard. We're redrawing until we find a good room. These are not good rooms. Same with this. So this is over. The courtyards are good, but they are successfully flooding us from getting anything interesting going. Literally, except for the start of this run, basically nothing interesting has happened. We saw the terrace for the first time, which was the least interesting room in existence. Our lab experiment is going okay. Now you might be asking, why did I take archives? And that's a good question. There's no real answer. I guess I could have took code check and put one of the vault keys away instead of the dowsing rod, which I don't really want that much. Okay, so this does just open again. Yo, this is a realm symbol. We already know this realm symbol though. It's exactly what they explained to us. I want to look through these again. Hundred Bells Teen Room in Trinsdale. We have a note about 100 Bells. That's when she disappeared? Also, why is there like a page missing right here? One of the notes, I believe... Did we find in the basement? I think we did. Sandy Heights, 5 p.m., 100 Bells. She was last seen at 3:45 p.m. Um, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there's really anything we can do with the rest of this run. We got 3 mail room triggers. We could go back to the gift shop and buy something. We could go to the other Great Hall and open that just to see what happens. Yeah, this was definitely one of the least intriguing runs we've had so far. We were holding on by a thread with our steps the whole time, only because we were exploring the grounds so much at the start. So like that was the only source of tension this whole run. I don't know if I need to do that. I guess not. Oh, I did. And then yeah, it ended up kind of being a lot of nothing. But sometimes that's how it goes. And then I did say, oh, if we have a lot of steps, maybe we can do something with those chess pieces we found. But unfortunately, I don't know if we have... like a king piece. Because I think it goes on like room rarity. What happens if I do this? It literally closes it. Why would you close it? Well, at least that solves that question. We got a book in the library for tomorrow. New star in the observatory. Spare bedroom's a little disappointing, but it basically is, you know, exactly what you expect it to be. I guess there is no inherent benefit to being a spare bedroom. Except for the chance that there might be items inside. Versus, if it was a spare green room, there might be like dirt piles at least. So again, I'm just like trying to think, are there other unique rooms that would perhaps have the chess pieces we're looking for? I don't think they will though. I was hoping this room might have one. Because the only room I've seen that had like a queen piece was the ladies' chambers. We could give it a scan. We are looking for 6 pieces, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. Just be sure to bring some keys. Let's buy the swim trunks. Hey, we saved $1. Okay, look, this run's over. There's not much else to say about it. I'm going to do a quick run through. We have 74 steps. I'm gonna be looking for chess pieces. I also want to look at these angels. Speaking of chess pieces, so we have bishop here. So maybe I'll write them down even, and we'll like... we'll say this is A2. Makes sense that this is the bishop. So these are angels. Makes sense, I guess. Considering they all have wings. I think I made that like observation before. But then they gave the name of this angel. I think her name was Rena. Rena? This statue's in the basement. Or can be found in the basement as well. Okay. The problem with searching for all these chess pieces is there's going to be a lot of courtyards, and I don't think they're gonna have any. I don't know what rooms have pieces. Okay, so there's a pawn here in B3. What about in the weight room? I just don't know what rooms have them or not. So pawn in this room. Or my swim trunks. I guess it's next run, maybe. Am I safe to assume that green rooms don't have chess pieces? Why doesn't the trophy room have one? You know, I guess another thing we could be doing, although I don't know what the end result is finding out the letters for every single room. You need 8 of these to be able to buy the blue tent, so you need half of them. There's a pawn in the bedrooms. Okay, so bedrooms are pawns. What about the lab? Seems like these mechanical rooms don't have any. And this is a dead end now. Yeah, I don't think we can accomplish this, but I want to continue exploring a little bit more. I recognize that there's not much juice left to squeeze out of this. What about the garage? I can't imagine it's anything too good, but maybe a rook. Is there even one in here? I guess not. What about the terrace? Again, it's a green room, so probably not. I think it's like green rooms, shops, mechanical rooms do not have them. That mechanarium we saw earlier, it would have been better for sure if we, I don't know, saw it a little bit later, like after the lab even. Oh, is the rotunda not even a... You'd think this would be a mech room, but I guess not. I want to check a few more rooms. Mostly out of curiosity at this point. Another pawn in here. Okay, so there's a bishop in here. But still not good enough. We've only been finding bishops and pawns. What about in... the walk-in closet is my last curiosity. Man, I was hoping we'd get more done. And then it's already kind of late, so I don't know if I'm going to play more. Because I'm going to be kind of tired after this. I already feel pretty tired, pretty sleepy. Like I said, I had a big day today. Okay. So... is this one queen? And a knight. Oh my god, we're so close. But there's no king. Unless walk in, but I doubt it. Oh, it's a pawn. Like if I ever saw the master bedroom, that would be a king for sure. I was hoping trophy room would be one, but it didn't go down like that. Interesting. So on the card, if security, you don't see the knight in the picture there. But you do kind of see the picture, oh no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Man, I think we call it a day, unfortunately. We're still missing one more permanent edition. We got one more day on the Blessing of the Garden. Yeah, I just got a message. So yeah, we're gonna end this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, folks. It was a fun time. Even if we didn't get a whole lot done, this game is always good. I'm curious to learn more. We learned some new stuff at the very least, right? So bring that into the future. Hopefully next run will be better. Thank you so much for watching. Oh wait, first let me do this. Go to this little screen. I'm so excited to end the run. The Garden Shopping Center. A weird run overall. Again, not good, not necessarily bad, just weird. Thanks again for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, click that like button, subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.